Today we're going to cover a couple of my favorite variations of cat-cow to work on spinal and shoulder mobility. Starting off with our regular cat-cow, where we tuck our chin to chest, tuck our tailbone around through the spine, then lift our tailbone, lift our head, lift our collarbone, arch through the spine. Rounding and arching. If you want to add a little bit more engagement, you can push your hands into the floor as you round. Feel those chest muscles contract. And as you arch, you can try to pull your wrists back towards your knees. Feel your triceps, your lats engaged. Try to pull those arms down your back. Pushing and pulling. Also got our narrow cat-cow. So hands coming back towards our knees, arching, and rounding here. And if this gives you a lot of wrist pressure, since our wrists are in kind of an intense angle here, you are more than welcome to do these on your fists. We've got our disco cow, which instead of just arching and rounding, we're taking our chest in a big circle off to the side. So we're reaching our chest up towards the ceiling, over to one side, down to the floor, over to the other side. Making a big circle. If you want to get your neck involved, you can circle your head as well. And a little bit of rotation through your neck. Or if you want this to be a little more back bendy, you can bend your elbows and swoop your chest down towards the floor every time you're bringing that chest down. Segmented cat-cow. This is one of my favorites. So we're going to start with a neutral spine, so flat low back, flat upper back. We're just going to cat-cow from the neck. So we're going to look up towards the ceiling, down towards the floor, up towards the ceiling, down towards the floor. So we're just trying to isolate our cervical spine, everything from basically our collarbone up. What we want to avoid doing is letting those ribs move as we're moving our neck. After you've taken a couple breaths with just your neck, we'll bring our neck back to neutral. So I'm going to look at the floor and we're just going to move our ribs. So these are kind of like scapular push-ups if you've done those before. So I'm going to push into the floor, hold my chest up, extend my ribs up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to relax those shoulders. Reach my rib cage and my sternum down towards the floor. Lifting through the ribs. Dropping the ribs. Again, not doing anything with my neck here. Still looking down towards the ground. And I'll bring my ribs back to neutral. Now we'll cat-cow just from our pelvis, just our low back. So we're going to alternate. Lifting our tailbone up towards the ceiling, tilting our pelvis forward. Tucking our tailbone down towards the floor, tilting our pelvis backwards. You'll notice my upper back and my ribs are moving a small amount because they are all attached, but I am not trying to add lots of chest and rib here. I'm really just initiating that move from my pelvis, upper back and neck. Staying totally quiet. And if you want an extra challenge, you can try to string all of these little isolations together. Make a fun wave. So starting from our neutral back, we'll come to our arch position. So first I'm going to arch through my neck. I'm going to arch through my ribs, dropping my ribs to the floor. I'm going to arch through my low back, lifting my tailbone. So now I'm in my nice arch position. Now I'll reverse it, going to my rounded position, tucking my chin in the chest, pushing my ribs up towards the ceiling, tucking my tailbone. Nice rounded cat pose. Back to our arched cat, lifting our head, dropping our chest, lifting our tailbone, dropping our chin to our chest, lifting our chest, tucking our tailbone. And you can try to smooth it out for a wavy Slinky Cat Cow. We've got our forearm cat-cow. Call this one baby cat-cow or kitten calf. For this one, our elbows are pointed under our shoulders and our hands are separated. So my forearms are parallel and my hands are not touching. This is going to give us a greater stretch on our shoulders. So from here, I'm going to tuck my tailbone, tuck my chin towards my chest, rounding through my back. This might feel like a more intense shoulder. Stretch in the outsides of your armpits. And then we're going to arch. Lifting our tailbone, trying to lift our head on up. Last one we're going to talk about, this one's a bit of a stretch, calling it a cat-cow, because we're actually going to be doing it from our low cobra. So with our belly on the floor, elbows underneath our shoulders. I'm going to reach my hands forwards to straighten my arms. I don't want to reach so far forwards that my chest drops. I want to keep our chest as lifted as we can in this low cobra. And now in this position, we're going to go through the movements of our cat-cow. So we're going to tuck our chin towards our chest, push nice and strong into those hands. I'm going to pull my belly button towards my spine. Push so much in those hands, you might even be able to lift your hips away from the floor. So now you see we're in our nice rounded, very long cat pose. Hold in here for a moment, and then slowly lowering those hips down, that belly down, coming to our arched low cobra, or I suppose this would be our cow equivalent. So tucking our chin towards, just pushing the floor away, pulling that belly button and knitting our ribs together. Rounding through the upper back, rounding through the lower back, and then slowly lowering one vertebrae at a time. Back to our straight arm low cobra.